January 4, 2026, 6:23 a.m. Indian Ocean, 40 miles off the Somali coast. The USNS supply ship John Lenthall moves through calm waters carrying 8 million gallons of jet fuel, worth $32 million, destined for American aircraft carriers operating in the region. Standard cargo, routine transit. Protected by 12 contracted security guards with rifles. Then 32 speedboats appear on the horizon. Coming fast. 250 Somali pirates with boarding ladders and grappling hooks, about to attempt the largest pirate attack in modern naval history. What happens in the next 47 minutes will become legend, not because of how many pirates attacked, but because of what they were trying to capture, and what would have happened if they'd succeeded. The numbers seem impossible. 12 security guards against 250 pirates. One unarmed supply ship against 32 attack boats. 8 million gallons of highly flammable jet fuel in the middle of a firefight. The odds were suicide. The stakes were catastrophic. The outcome was anything but certain. But this isn't a story about pirates losing a battle. It's about what 8 million gallons of jet fuel means in the wrong hands, and why the U.S. Navy was willing to risk everything to prevent it. The USNS John Lenthall wasn't a warship. It was a supply vessel, military sealift command, civilian crew, unarmed except for the 12-man security team. The ship's job was simple: transport fuel from shore facilities to naval vessels at sea, keep carriers flying, keep operations running, routine logistics. But 8 million gallons of jet fuel isn't routine. It's an environmental catastrophe waiting to happen. It's a floating bomb. It's enough explosive potential to devastate everything within 2 miles. If the ship exploded, the blast would equal a small tactical nuclear weapon. The fireball would be visible from space. The pirates knew this, or at least their financiers knew, because this wasn't opportunistic piracy. This was planned, coordinated, financed. 32 speedboats don't just materialize. 250 men don't just decide to attack a fuel tanker. Someone had organized this. Someone had funded it. Someone wanted that ship, or wanted it destroyed. At 6:23 a.m., the Lenthall's radar operator detected the speedboats. 32 contacts. Small. Fast. Moving in formation. Coming from the Somali coast. Distance, 12 miles. Closing speed, 40 knots. Time to intercept, 18 minutes. The ship's captain, civilian master James Richardson, made immediate radio calls. Distress signal. Mayday. U.S. Navy. Coast of Somalia. Pirate attack imminent. Need immediate assistance. The response came from USS Pinckney, an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer 40 miles away. USNS Lenthall, this is USS Pinckney. We copy your distress. We are responding full speed. ETA 40 minutes. Launching helicopter ahead. Hold your position. Defend your vessel. 40 minutes. The speedboats would reach them in 18. The security team leader, former Navy SEAL Marcus Chen, did the math. They had to hold for 22 minutes after the attack started. 22 minutes against 250 pirates trying to board a ship carrying 8 million gallons of jet fuel. Chen gathered his team. 12 men, former military, contractors, good shooters. But 12 against 250 meant each man had to stop 20 pirates, with limited ammunition, in close quarters, on a ship where any stray bullet could ignite fuel vapors and kill everyone. The rules of engagement were simple. Don't hit the fuel tanks. Don't create sparks near fuel storage. Don't let pirates reach the bridge. Don't let them reach the engine room. Don't let them reach the fuel pumps. Basically, defend everything while being careful not to destroy the ship themselves. At 6:31 a.m., the pirates opened fire. AK-47s, RPG-7, machine guns. from 1,200 yards. Too far for accuracy, but close enough for intimidation. Bullets sparked off the ship's hull. The message was clear. Stop the ship or we board by force. Captain Richardson didn't stop. Couldn't stop. Stopping meant being boarded immediately. Moving meant making the pirates work for it. He ordered maximum speed. 17 knots. Not fast enough to outrun speedboats, but fast enough to make boarding difficult. The security team took positions. 4 on the bow, 4 on the stern, 4 amidships, covering all boarding points, each man with an M4 rifle. 210 rounds, plus sidearm. That was it. No resupply, no reinforcement, just what they carried in their training. At 6:36 a.m., the first speedboats reached the Lenthall. Not all 32. The lead group. 8 boats. 64 pirates. They came at the ship from both sides, port and starboard, trying to split the defensive fire. Classic swarming tactic. The security team opened fire. Controlled bursts. Aiming for engines. For pilots. For anyone with a weapon. The range was close. 30 yards. Point blank for trained shooters. Pirates fell. Boats veered away. One boat's engine exploded. The boat dead in the water. But more boats kept coming. The second wave. Third wave. They weren't deterred by casualties. They had numbers. They had orders. They had motivation that went beyond money. Someone wanted this ship badly enough to sacrifice dozens of men to get it. At 6:39 a.m., the first grappling hooks hit the ship's rail, thrown by pirates from boats alongside. Metal hooks catching on railings. Ropes attached. Pirates climbing. Fast. Desperate. The security team shifted fire, shooting climbers. But for every pirate shot, 2 more took his place. Stay with me, because what happens in the next 8 minutes determines whether 250 pirates capture 8 million gallons of jet fuel, and what that means for everything. Chen saw the tactical reality. They couldn't stop all the boarders. Too many boats. Too many pirates. Too many climb points. The security team was being overwhelmed by numbers. Within minutes, pirates would be on deck, fighting hand to hand. Too close to use grenades. Too close to risk automatic fire near fuel lines. He made a decision. Abandon the rails. Fall back to choke points. Defend critical areas. Let the pirates board. Then kill them before they reached anything important. It was desperate tactics. But desperate was all they had. Fall back. Defend the bridge. Defend engine access. Let them board. The security team retreated to defensive positions. Doorways. Narrow passages. Places where numbers didn't matter. Where 1 man with a rifle could stop 10 men with AKs. The pirates poured over the rails. 20, 30, 40, spreading across the deck, screaming, firing weapons, moving toward the bridge superstructure. They knew their objectives. Someone had briefed them, told them where to go, what to capture. They weren't random criminals. They were trained assault force. At 6:42 a.m., Chen radioed the bridge. "Captain, we have 40-plus pirates on deck. We're holding choke points, but we can't hold long. Where's that helicopter?" 8 minutes out. Can you hold 8 minutes? We'll hold or die trying. The security team fought from doorways, from stairwells, from passages. Pirates tried to rush them, got cut down, bodies piling up. But more kept coming. The boats kept offloading fighters. 60 on deck, 70, 80. Eventually, the security team would run out of ammunition, or be flanked, or overwhelmed by sheer numbers. At 6:44 a.m., pirates reached the bridge deck, 1 level below the bridge itself. Chen was there with 2 other guards, defending the stairs. 3 men against 20 pirates. The pirates rushed. Chen fired controlled bursts. 5 rounds, 6 rounds, dropping attackers. His partners doing the same. Brass casings raining down the stairs. Bodies falling. Blood everywhere. But 1 pirate got through. Slipped past during magazine change. Came up the stairs with an AK-47. Chen drew his sidearm. Shot the pirate twice. Center mass. The pirate fell backward. Dead. But 2 more were coming behind him. Chen was out of pistol ammunition. Grabbed his rifle. Fired his last magazine. 15 rounds. Dropped both pirates. But more were coming. He could hear them. Lots of them. The stairway was lost. He had seconds before being overrun. "Bridge! Lock the bridge door! I'm coming up!" Chen and his 2 guards ran up the final stairs. Through the bridge door. The crew locked it behind them. Heavy steel door. Wouldn't hold long against AK-47 fire, but might buy minutes. On the bridge, Captain Richardson saw the situation. Pirates controlled the deck. The security team was trapped on the bridge. The ship was lost, unless the helicopter arrived. Now, at 6:47 a.m., pirates began firing at the bridge door. AK-47 rounds punching through. Not penetrating yet, but weakening the door. Soon, they'd breach. Enter the bridge. Capture or kill everyone. Take control of the ship. 8 million gallons of jet fuel. $32 million. And whatever plan someone had paid for. At 6:48 a.m., the sound of rotors. The most beautiful sound Chen had ever heard. An MH-60 Seahawk helicopter. U.S. Navy. Coming in fast. The helicopter pilot saw the situation immediately. Pirates all over the deck. Security team trapped on bridge. Ship under pirate control. No time for warning shots. No time for rules of engagement. Only time for killing. The door gunner opened fire. M2-140 machine gun. 850 rounds per minute. The effect on the crowded deck was devastating. Pirates caught in the open. No cover. The machine gun fire tore through them. 8 pirates killed in the first burst. Others dove for cover behind containers, behind equipment, behind bodies. The helicopter circled, making gun runs. The gunner could see targets everywhere. Pirates trying to hide, trying to return fire with AKs. Useless against an armored helicopter. The M240 found them, eliminated them, methodically, professionally. The deck became a killing field. At 6:51 a.m., the pirates broke, began running for the rails, jumping back into speedboats, abandoning the attack. The helicopter had changed everything. What had been overwhelming advantage became death trap. The pirates who'd boarded were dying. The boats that remained were fleeing. But not all of them. Some pirates stayed, either too committed or too stupid or too brave. They held positions, kept fighting, kept shooting at the helicopter. The gunner kept killing them, one by one, eliminating resistance, clearing the deck. At 6:54 a.m., USS Pinckney arrived. The destroyer came in fast. Crew at battle stations. The 76mm deck gun trained on the fleeing speedboats. Captain gave the order. Engage hostile vessels. Weapons free. The deck gun opened fire. Each round high explosive. Each shot calculated. The first round hit a speedboat. Direct hit. The boat disintegrated. Debris and bodies scattered across the water. Second round. Another boat destroyed. Third round. Fourth round. 4 speedboats eliminated in 30 seconds. The remaining speedboats scattered, running for the Somali coast. Some tried to return fire. Useless. AK-47s against a destroyer. The Pinckney's gun systematically destroyed them, one after another. 28 speedboats had attacked. 14 were destroyed. 4 captured. 10 escaped. 250 pirates. 68 killed. 42 captured. The rest fled or drowned. At 7:10 a.m., the Lenthall was secure. The security team cleared the deck. 18 pirates captured alive, wounded or surrendered. The rest were dead. 2 security guards wounded, not life-threatening. Captain Richardson and crew were safe. The ship was damaged but operational. The fuel was intact. But the real question remained. Why? Why sacrifice so many men? Why attack a fuel tanker? Why risk everything for a ship that could explode and kill everyone? The answer came from the captured pirates during interrogation, and it revealed something far more disturbing than simple piracy. The attack wasn't about ransom, wasn't about stealing fuel. It was about destruction. Someone had paid the pirates to capture the ship, then sink it, in a specific location, near a specific shipping lane. 8 million gallons of burning jet fuel spreading across the ocean, creating an environmental disaster, closing shipping lanes for weeks, disrupting global oil markets, causing chaos. The pirates had been paid $3 million, up front, by a shell company traced to accounts in Dubai. The money trail disappeared after that, but the intent was clear: economic warfare, environmental terrorism, disruption on massive scale, and 250 pirates were expendable pawns. Intelligence agencies took over: CIA, naval intelligence, financial forensics, following the money, tracking communications, building the picture. It took 6 months, but they found it. The operation had been financed by a rival shipping company, competitors to American fuel transport. They'd hired pirates to destroy the Lenthall, create shortage, drive up prices, eliminate competition, and make it look like random piracy. The shipping company executives were arrested. Multiple countries, coordinated operation, charged with terrorism, with attempted murder, with environmental crimes. Some went to prison, others fled. The company was destroyed, the plot exposed. But here's what kept everyone awake: how close it came to succeeding. If the helicopter had arrived 5 minutes later, pirates would have reached the bridge, captured the crew, taken control. If the destroyer had been 10 minutes farther away, the pirates would have had time to plant explosives, to scuttle the ship, to create the disaster they'd been paid for. 8 million gallons of jet fuel, burning on the surface, spreading for miles, killing marine life, destroying ecosystems, closing shipping lanes. The economic damage would have been billions, the environmental damage incalculable, and 250 pirates would have died, knowing they'd accomplished their mission. But they failed, because 12 security guards held for 22 minutes, because a helicopter crew arrived and didn't hesitate, because a destroyer captain ordered his gun to fire, because everyone did their job in the small window between disaster and survival. Chen received medals. His team received commendations. Captain Richardson was praised for his decisions. The helicopter crew were recognized for their kills. The Pinckney's gunnery team for their accuracy. Everyone who participated got recognition. But Chen knows the truth. They got lucky. Lucky the helicopter arrived when it did. Lucky the pirates weren't better trained. Lucky no stray bullet hit a fuel tank. Lucky the explosives hadn't been pre-planted. Lucky in a dozen ways that could have gone wrong. The Lenthall was repaired, returned to service, still carries fuel, still transits dangerous waters, still protected by small security teams facing impossible odds. Because fuel must move, Ships must sail. Operations must continue. The alternative is abandoning sea lanes to criminals, letting terrorists win, showing weakness. But now everyone knows what 8 million gallons means. What's at stake? What happens when pirates aren't just thieves but hired weapons? When attacks aren't about ransom, but about destruction? When the target isn't the cargo, but the catastrophe? The attack on January 4th became classified immediately. Details restricted. Only the outcome released. Pirates attacked supply ship. U.S. Navy responded. Attack repelled. Casualties inflicted. Standard anti-piracy operation. Nothing unusual. Nothing alarming. But those who know the full story understand what it means. That piracy has evolved. That attacks on supply ships aren't opportunistic anymore. That someone is willing to pay millions to create disasters. That 250 men are expendable for the right price. The 12 security guards who held that bridge understand. They'll never take another job without wondering, is this simple cargo protection? Or is someone paying attackers to die trying? Is this routine piracy? Or is this terrorism disguised as piracy? Is the real target the cargo? Or the catastrophe? There are no good answers. Only the knowledge that next time they might not be lucky. Next time the helicopter might be farther away. Next time the explosives might be better placed. Next time 8 million gallons might burn. And everyone within 2 miles might die in a blast equivalent to tactical nuclear weapon. That's what January 4th taught everyone. That supply ships are targets. That fuel tankers are weapons. That piracy is cover for terrorism. That 12 men with rifles are all that stands between routine transit and catastrophic disaster. The speedboats still come. Different groups, different nationalities, different motivations. Some want ransom. Some want cargo. Some want destruction. The security teams can't know which. Can only defend. Can only fight. Can only hope they're lucky again. The USS Pinckney still patrols those waters, ready to respond, ready to fire, ready to kill. Because now everyone knows. An attack on a fuel tanker isn't just piracy. It's potential catastrophe. And the only answer is overwhelming force. Immediate response. No hesitation. No mercy. 250 pirates learned that lesson. 68 died learning it. The rest live with the knowledge that attacking American ships means death. That 8 million gallons of fuel is protected by helicopters and destroyers and men who will kill to protect it. That's the legacy of the Lenthall attack. Not the battle. Not the victory. But the understanding of what was really at stake. What almost happened. What would have happened if 12 men hadn't held for 22 minutes? If a helicopter hadn't arrived in time? If a destroyer hadn't fired? 8 million gallons of jet fuel. $32 million. But worth infinitely more as a weapon. As a catastrophe. As a symbol of what happens when supply lines become targets. When logistics becomes warfare. When fuel tankers become floating bombs. The Lenthall still sails. The fuel still moves. The ships still transit. Because they must. Because operations depend on it. Because showing fear means giving terrorists victory. But everyone who serves on supply ships, everyone who guards them, everyone who responds when they're attacked, they all know what January 4th revealed. That 8 million gallons of fuel is more than cargo. It's responsibility. It's trust. It's the difference between routine transit and catastrophic explosion. And 12 men are expected to defend it against impossible odds. For 22 minutes. Until help arrives. If help arrives. If luck holds. If everything goes right. Because when everything goes wrong, 8 million gallons of jet fuel becomes a small nuclear blast. And everyone within 2 miles becomes memory. And the story becomes legend. Not because of what happened, but because of what almost happened, and what still could. That's the truth from January 4, 2026. The day 250 pirates attacked 8 million gallons. The day that became legend. Not for the battle, but for how close civilization came to catastrophe, and how 12 men with rifles stood between transit and terrorism, between routine and disaster, between survival and explosion. They held for 22 minutes, and those 22 minutes saved everything.